Foley sounds are reproduced sounds used in the post-production of film. They are divided into three types. The first one is hard effects. Examples of these are bubbles, wobbles, and sweeping. The second type are Foley sounds. These are recreated sounds that are recorded to match a film scene. Finally, the last type are background sounds, which are also known as ambient sounds. These help set the ambience of a scene. Examples of these are the sound of traffic, a library, or a basketball court. Our project included different recordings and environments which required mic testing. For recordings outside, we used the Zoom H6 with the stereo mic, making sure to adjust the amplifier as needed for each sound. In the lab, we recorded our Foley sounds and hard sounds using the AKG C414 microphone. We tried 8 different setting combinations, changing between omnidirectional and cardioid, as well as 3 different cutoff frequencies, 0, 80, and 180 Hz. We decided to use the mic in cardioid and at 80 Hz, since it gave us a focused sound with the least noise. To emulate the sound of bone cracking, we used a stalk of celery and twisted it differently to get different cracking noises. For the bone cracking Foley, we used the BC Chorus 4 plugin, setting the sound to 100% wet and the gain at -1 dB. We also set the LFO shape to triangle. We then added the equalizer, removing frequencies above 5 kHz. The sound of footsteps and leaves was generated by recording the crunching of chips in the palm of our hand, closely to the mic, again with different forces. Looking at the Foley of footsteps and leaves, we decided to create 2 separate tracks, one for each foot. The goal of this processing was to create the random nature of walking in leaves. We did this by adding different snippets of cracks, and we also made sure to use a low-pass filter, removing all high frequencies in the range of 10 to 20K. The machine gun Foley was recorded by recording the construction site of Bechtel. In processing the machine gun Foley, we used a low-pass filter at 4.25 kHz. We also added the Pitch 2 plugin, linking the left and right sound and decreasing the coarse to a level of -24 semi, leading to a ratio of 25%. The transient window was set to 42 milliseconds and the feedback was at 100%. Both the sounds of fire and thunder were recorded using wax paper, as seen here. For the fire Foley, we made use of a bandpass filter from 60 to 10 kHz. We also added the Pitch 2 plugin, setting the coarse at -10 semis and the fine at 0 cents, which led to a ratio of 56.17%. We also made sure the low-pass filter was off, set the mix to 100% and the feedback to 26, and added a delay of 72 milliseconds. For processing the thunder Foley, we first reversed the track from start to end. We also added the Lo-Fi plugin using linear quantization, which adds soft clipping distortion and saturation, leaving a better sound. We also used the sample size of 24 bits and the anti-alias at 100%. Setting up the laser recording included suspending a metal slinky against the cabinet and pulling on it to oscillate. We added foam panels against the cabinet to reduce reflections and get a cleaner recording. In processing the laser Foley, We first made use of the equalizer and removed all frequencies for 10 kHz. We then added the sci-fi plugin and used it at 100%. Another important thing was using the proper crossovers in order to have the proper decay and then attack of each laser sound. Overall, we created a library of 20 sounds between hard effects, ambient sounds, and Foley's. All these can be found on GitHub on the following link, where you could see our work in depth and add to this library your own creations.